Ryan, and thank all of you for taking the time to be here. It's wonderful to see so many people who work in so many different ways coming together and looking for solutions locally, looking for ways of finding those insurmountable opportunities and jumping on them and jumping together. And so it's a real pleasure to see all of you here. I'm currently the chair of the Pikes Peak Justice and Peace Commission. As Steve mentioned, he's our executive director. And I'm really proud to be part of an organization that, among other things, has been able to support the work that he did first as our director of sustainable living, and now as executive director, continuing to work with a number of different folks in the community to get the ball rolling with the Green Cities Coalition and with the green drinks, and to help build community and build a group of people coming together to look for solutions. That's, in a sense, what you've seen, those of you who have been part of the Green Cities Coalition, is a model that involves education, coming together to looking for solutions to problems, and then proceeding to bring people together around solutions that come out of a collective process. And I hope that participation in that has been inspiring for you, and I hope you'll continue to do that. Among other things, I do want to do a little bit of a plug. The Justice and Peace Commission is an entirely membership-based organization. At this time, although in the past we have received grant funding and we're working on attracting more grants for some of our projects, right now our support comes entirely from member donations, and we're tremendously lucky to have a base of people who are willing to donate to keep this kind of work going on, and people who are willing to contribute their time, to contribute in so many other ways. In September, right now we're at today is the World Environment Day, declared by the UN. There's also a World Day of Peace, and that's coming up September 21st. That's a Tuesday, and we're going to be getting together. That is actually, we've done a number of different things on the World Day of Peace over the last several years. This year, as last year, we're going to be getting together to sort of take a look at what we've been doing and also bring in some new folks. So we'll be trying to reach out to people who are not formally members of the Justice and Peace Commission and bring them to an early morning breakfast where they will have a chance to hear what the organization does and a chance to become formal members. So some of you will be hearing from friends of yours who are already members, who will be trying to get people to come to that breakfast. If you don't hear from somebody and you're interested, you can always get in touch with the Justice and Peace Commission and we'll find you a table. But we hope that you will continue to do that. And maybe to end this, I'd like to share with you somebody else's words. And to make it clear where those words are coming from, I'm going to have to tell you a story. Several years ago, I visited Guatemala. This was toward the end of the Civil War there. And I and a group of other people who were working in Texas at the time visited a community on the outskirts of Guatemala City called Mixco. And it was one of the poorest communities there. Many people were living in shacks made from corrugated aluminum, scrap lumber, and cardboard. And the community did not have water service. Water is something on our minds right now. We've had some significant developments in our own water story here in the Pikes Peak region. We're going to be getting more water from the reservoir. In this case, what was happening was the people in this community had to had to buy water from a private company that trucked it into their neighborhood. And they had to carry it from the truck to their houses. And for that privilege, they paid twice what the people in the rich neighborhoods paid to get running water in their houses. And the man we met with there, I didn't write his name down because at the time, if one was a foreigner, it wasn't a good idea to have lists of people you were meeting with. In the event that you might run into a checkpoint, it was better for all concerned that you didn't have that record. So I didn't write his name down. He was a community organizer in Mishko trying to get water service for the neighborhood. And because the person who was the head of the company that was trucking the water in was the son of a prominent military general, this guy had actually had to seek asylum in the U.S. in the past. He had gotten death threats at some point and had to come here. He had returned and was actually, at this point, things were kind of winding down, and he was actually in talks with the Army Corps of Engineers, of all people, to try to finally reach that goal. But in any case, this was a guy who had gone through extraordinary lengths for something that most of us take for granted, and had suffered extraordinary dangers for things that we take for granted. And toward the end of our meeting with him, he said something to me that stuck with me. And hearing about the people like John Crandall and Becky Elder and all the folks here and all that they do, the words came back to me, and I'd like to share them with you. He said to me, some people are waiting for the kingdom of God, and some people want a new society. I say it's the same thing. And then he said to us, you are the leaven of your society. Your job is to change the United States. And although here in Guatemala we will lose more lives than you will, your job is harder than ours. So those are the words I'd like to leave you with, and I'd like to, maybe this is just as a call to redouble what we're doing and to find those insurmountable opportunities. And does one surmount? Surmount them together. Thank you very much.